Can you guys hear me? Okay. The it's sad that fans were not at this game. This was an epic game. This is a great basketball game tonight. Yeah, every possession was fought. It seemed like every dribble at times. And they're an outstanding team and program, and they're veterans, and they played like it. They're so poised, and they play great defense. And our kids played great defense tonight too, and came up with some really big plays, a block, a stop, a 3 foul line jumper. Just it seemed like everybody contributed to making a big plays down the end. And but it huge win for us, and well earned, because I think they're just an outstanding basketball team. And so Wendell had yeoman's work tonight with 7 assists and 1 turnover. Brakefield really was spectacular tonight. Henry Coleman coming off the bench and giving us 5 minutes. Obviously, Matt Hurt was outstanding, but just we had everybody contributed. So, and really proud. I'm really happy for our guys, because it's so well earned. So, any questions that you all might have?
All right, Steve Wiseman, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about defensively and your decision to go with Jamin more than Mark tonight, because who's a bigger guy and maybe would match up better. But you guys switched 1 through 5, and it seemed to work with Jamin. What was your thought process in going with that approach, and what made it work so well?
Yeah, well, Jamin made it work, because he played so well. But Huff is a great player. And he and Hauser are 2 of the top players in America. And Jay is such a good basketball player. His footwork, his touch, his ball handling. And Mark's not guarded anybody like that. Jay's so unique, and Jamin was able to move his feet better. We didn't want to switch all the time, but when we did, he was able to stay pretty much in front of Clark. And then our guards really fought Huff, and sometimes we were able to bump another big there and switch down there. So there's a lot of communication. For our young team, they had to communicate a lot tonight. And they made really outstanding decisions on the defensive end of the court.
Aaron Beard, go ahead.
Hey, Mike, I wanted to follow up with that specifically about communication. Is that something you think they've made maybe the biggest gains on in this last week, since the higher emphasis on defense and teaching them what you want them to do?
Yeah, of all the things that we've worked on whenever it started, and there are times it's not been conventional. We have worked hard on defense, but we for a little bit we did not, because our offense was turning the ball over so much, and there's only so much time you can work. And our defense took a little bit of a dip. And then over the last 3 games, we've really made an emphasis on the defense, and we changed our ball screen defense, which has helped us. Has helped us. I mean, the last 3 games we've played we've really played well on the defensive end of the court, and it's proven to be the difference in us winning and losing. So we have to keep going.
Shane Smith, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. It's certainly tough times to develop a young backcourt, but I'm curious about what you've seen from Jeremy and especially DJ late in the game today on how those 2 are maturing.
Yeah, well, they've been really good freshmen. They've been good players, but for freshmen, they've been really good because they're not playing with veterans. They're not playing with a veteran team. And heck, when Tyus played, he played with Quinn Cook and Emil Jefferson and Matt Jones, and that you had stability around them. These guys have, Jordan has really helped them in the last few weeks, but they pretty much are out there. They're learning, from their experiences. And Jeremy, I thought, had one of his best games tonight. And then DJ, he hit a huge shot. That just, so they're good players. They're going to keep getting better. They're going to keep getting better as they mature physically, emotionally, and they keep working at it because they're great kids and they have great attitudes.
Evan Collin, go ahead.
Hi, Coach. So obviously, you're focused on the team at hand and not the history. But, the last time you guys were unranked before this season was that 2016 game against Virginia when you hosted. They were actually number 7 at the time, too, and Grayson hit that buzzer beater. So I'm just wondering, how do you think that history there and those, cool little facts sort of add to the impact and how big this win is?
Yeah. I don't know that. The fact that that's great. And I love that we won that game. But, for me, my car doesn't have a rear view mirror. My coaching car, I never look in the past. So, but that's a cool memory that you bring up for me. I appreciate it. And, but that had no impact on, my preparation for tonight or my joy, for my kids tonight.
Jim Sumner, go ahead.
Hey, Mike, I want to ask you to expand a little bit on Jamin's development over the last few weeks. He's a guy. He's rebounding. He's defending. He's playmaking. He's turned into an all-around player, just right before our eyes.
He has, Jim, and he's worked real hard. And a big thing for him is learning to be more physical. He is ball friendly and he can shoot. So there's a part of him and, that is more perimeter oriented. And he's just constantly working with Nate, along with Mark, Henry, Patrick. They've really worked hard, extra too, to understand the physicality. Like he was very physical tonight. Obviously blocked 4 shots too, I think, right? And but he can move his feet. And the experience of playing at the collegiate level, at this level with the physicality, it's a learned experience. You can only learn it by playing in these games. And now that we've played a number of them, we've learned through losing, and losing close games, but at least we learned from it. Not just losing, but why and what we needed to improve on. And these kids have they've done what we've asked them to do. And Jamin is, it's a prime example.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you all.